I'm Mr. James from Charm City Karate. This is our technique series. We're going to do glancing spear for you today. Glancing spear is for a right grab to your left wrist. It doesn't really seem like that big of a deal because in the normal universe, his strong hand's committed to your weak hand. So who cares? But you do care. You want to get out of this. The basic escape here is you're going to work against his thumb. You could just turn your hand and yank your way out. But this is Kenpo, so we're going to make him pay for grabbing us. The first thing you're going to do here is you are going to trap his hand against your hand. You're going to pull down to check his legs, and then back to check this shoulder, here and here. Okay? Mr. Palonzo used to call this the reverse golf swing. I will take his word for it, as I've never played the golf. You should end up in a reverse bow. Then you're going to come back into a neutral and slam your elbow into his floating ribs, maybe even get his liver if you're lucky. And then you're going to pivot into a forward bow, and you're going to get the namesake of the technique right here as you glance your fingers off of his arm and into his eyes with your forward bow. Okay, there's your glancing spear. Now, most people have a little bit of a problem with this technique when it comes to the sweeping part. Okay? You're going to use two of your legs against one of his. You got to get this bad boy out of your way so he falls down. It shouldn't be too hard for me because I'm a little bit bigger than Mr. Max to knock him down. But if all his weight's on this leg, like it was when I pulled him forward, this thing's going to be like a tree stump. But I poked him in the eye. So if I really poke him in the eye, his head's going to go back, all his weight's going to go back, and this is going to be pretty easy to move. Remember that when you do it. Okay? A lot of times your dummy will keep all his weight on this leg, and you'll be like, oh, I can't move him! That's because you didn't poke him in the eye. You went like this, and you stopped. You don't really want to poke your partner in the eye. He'll get mad at you. He won't play with you anymore. Okay, so you get this, and then you touch his head, and you shove his head back, because that is what would happen if you poked him in the eye. And now you take your left foot, and all you're going to do is do a little sweep on this thing. Okay? You can catch him low and move this thing a little bit. You can catch him high up behind the knee and pop it out of your way a little bit. Either one of those is fine. Okay? I like to use the bottom of my foot and just kick it out of my way a little bit. Plant and a twist. You're going to turn. You're going to use your right leg here to buckle and drive him to the ground. You might have seen that little right hand cheat. I just gave him a little extra incentive to fall down. This is a checking hand, so I can do whatever I want with it. He's on the ground. I'm going to take my right foot. I'm going to do a looping downward roundhouse kick to his sternum to finish him off. Crunch. And then recover out. All right, so the evil Mr. Max grabs. I'm going to pin his hand to mine, step back and through, elbow, glancing spear here, sweep the leg a little bit, buckle the leg, stomp him, kick his arm out of my way, and cover. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so I'm Mr. James. This is Mr. Max. That was glancing spear. Practice. We'll see you in class.